And the tactics that they've employed is they've hijacked the language. Okay, and so this is a fundamental concept of forming narratives. So whatever government it is, whatever people there are, when they form narratives, they will use their language and expressions in a certain way. So one of the things that they did is they took the concept of being modern, right? And told the people that this is the modern way of life. And the reason they were able to do that is because after the Industrial Revolution and the technological advancement that were happening, people saw a stunning change in their lives, right? So we had cars, and all of a sudden, then we had planes, and then we had rockets and spaceships, and then we got into telecommunications improvement, and then from phones we got into mobile phones, right? So there's a significant amount of technological advancement that has happened in the last 40-50 years. Right. And so it was very easy to say, okay, this is a modern man who's living in a modern life, which means he's got a car and he flies a plane to get to a certain place, and he's got air conditioning in the house and so on. Which is obviously a very different life to what it was 50, 100 years ago. And so that concept of modern, they very smartly and slyly put that label onto a modern way of life, where they introduce things like the fact that you don't need to get married, and homosexuality and movies and all these moral decadence. Right. And so a lot of people got influenced by it, unfortunately. Because they didn't have anything solid to hang on to. And that is why religions, and especially as we believe that the religion of Islam, which is the only true religion, is so fundamentally important, is because it gives you very clear guidelines in terms of what is right and what is wrong. And the funny thing is that even the Christians, and the Jews who believe in the New and the Old Testament, even in their books, it's very clear that there was a nation that was destroyed thousands of years ago because of homosexuality. It's in the Old Testament. It's in the Bible. But just because of the power of Hollywood and the power of media, and the power of the modern communications networks, they were able to sort of bombard the people with the concept that this is a modern way of life. Although it's not a modern way of life, this is primitive. A nation was destroyed thousands of years ago because of this.
Absolutely.
So it's very important to understand that values are timeless. Right. So there's nothing modern about values.
Values that are determined by God.
The fundamental values are timeless.
Absolutely.
Right. So we discussed in the last episode about Cain and Abel, about Habil and Kabil. The fact that jealousy was there, and it was wrong and it was bad, and he committed a crime which was murder. That was the first crime on earth. To this day, jealousy is a bad thing.
Absolutely.
To this day, murder of an innocent person is a bad thing. Yes.
Absolutely.
So the fundamental values are timeless. And there's nothing modern about, so we need to really understand that, the trick that has been played, before our eyes. We just need to be aware of it. If somebody else comes along and says this is the modern way of life, and he brings in a new set of values, which contradict the basic universal values that God has laid down for us. Whether it is in the term of 10 Commandments or going back to thousands of years. We just need to understand that values are timeless. So we need to get this modern and progressive. This is how the language has been hijacked. We need to get the modern and the progressive elements out of the value side of things. Yes, we need to be modern with our air conditioning systems and our communication network, and We need to keep getting better at physics and space
Yeah,
exploration and all of
absolutely.
those things,
I
and
think,
medicine.
yeah, absolutely.
But
Yes.
we should not let that impact
Yeah.
our values
Yeah, absolutely.
as human beings. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Absolutely. I completely agree.
When you say popularity, I think we can also interpret it as people have a tendency of identifying themselves with bigger groups,
Yeah.
with the modern world,
With the
right?
modern world, yes.
So whatever is trending
Yeah.
is something that people want to associate themselves
Yeah.
with, which can be horribly wrong. And
Absolutely.
one great example of this is the about 20, 30 years ago,
Yeah.
there was a big hue and cry about the fact that the world is running short on resources,
Yeah.
and it's really important for people to plan. And so there was almost a worldwide
Yeah.
drive
Yeah.
to reduce the number of children
Yeah.
that people had
Yeah.
in the average families.
Yeah.
Right? And so, for example, in a lot of countries, there were actually adverts from the state media, which said, the best thing is just to have two kids. You should not have more than two kids.
Mm-hmm.
And China obviously went very aggressive on that.
Yeah.
And now they have a big problem of an aging population,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And I think Elon Musk is one of the few people who's come out very clearly and very confidently saying, guys, one of the biggest problems you're running into
Yeah.
is, outside of anything else like wars and stuff.
Yeah.
You're just basically about to dwindle off in a number of different societies.
Yeah.
So,
And I think Islam gave that message 1400 years ago that we should try to have more children.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
And so yes, the fact that we want to, a lot of people want to associate with what is trending,
Yeah.
can sometimes be a very negative thing.
Yeah.
Because we need to understand, if something good is trending, great.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, what is trending isn't necessarily a good thing.
Yeah.